What's up, this is Jake with Hike 734, and today I'm doing a loop that includes Sentinel Dome, Taft Point, and the Fissures in Yosemite National Park. I did the loop like I usually do, and that was counterclockwise, and I visited Sentinel Dome first, went over and skirted my way along the edge of the rim, and then went out to Taft Point and the Fissures. And anyways, yeah, started out over at the trailhead for Sentinel Dome and took a right and just worked through the landscape that is a lot of big lodgepole pines and kind of just that nice open rocky area, and just you can see some stuff off in the distance, but not super great. But after traveling for just a little bit, pretty soon you can go ahead and see Sentinel Dome, and Sentinel Dome is really cool. And you end up going through a little bit of trees and then kind of circumnavigating it into denser trees, and then get a couple of views looking to Half Dome and some of the other mountains in the Tuolumne Meadows area to the north. And then anyways, you pretty much start to climb, and it opens up into the moonscape that is Sentinel Dome. And what's really sweet is you get to see down into Yosemite Valley, and that's really awesome. But head on up because the views get better. And there's a little bit of snow up on the dome today because of the crazy snowpack this year. But anyways, went all the way up to the top, and the panoramic views are super fantastic. You just get to look for ever all over the place, specifically to the west and the north, well, I guess into the east as well. It's all awesome. Anyways, I walked around that quite a bit and just looked, and there's a really cool like compass sort of a thing that helps you identify the mountains, and it is beautiful. I love stuff like that. But anyways, from there we dropped back down to that, from that little spur trail, and continued working my way around, and then once again in the trees, and you lose maybe a couple 100 feet or so, and then you wrap around, and from there you get little views down in Yosemite Valley, which is really cool, especially seeing Yosemite Falls, the upper and lower falls. But for the most part, it's just a nice forest, and the trees here are just huge, whether it's Doug fir or ponderosa pine. They're just huge. And at one point you kind of pop out and you get a nice little panorama before heading back in the trees and losing some more elevation to come over to Sentinel Creek, where it becomes Sentinel Falls. And definitely a crazy stretch there because there's just so much air below you. And so be careful out there. Anyways, from there then I started to gain some elevation and worked my way back up through some trees and a little bit of a wetter forest. Came across a bear cooling himself on some snow there, which was awesome. And then anyways, continued up through just really cool, there's just so many great granite boulders that are hanging around there, so definitely am a big fan of that. And anyways, came over to the trail junction that heads on over to Taft Point in the Fissures, which I always feel like sounds like a 50s band. But anyways, worked out onto that, and that just opens up to this big, broad area, which is really sweet. And you can see as you're working your way down there that the views are going to be awesome. And then you cross the fissures, and these fissures are just these huge rifts in the rock, and they are very crazy. I don't know how to describe it, but they're just really cool looking down those. And then continued to work my way all the way across over to the actual Taft Point, and there were some guys out there slacklining, which is craziness to me. But anyways, they were doing that, and but anyways, just looks way deep into the valley. You can see like El Cap and other icons like Upper and Lower Yosemite Falls, and anyways, super beautiful. And they have this kind of metal railing there, which you can go ahead and use to kind of lean on to see over the edge. And it goes way, way down there. And so anyways, from there, turned around, came up, joined up with the trail back over to close the loop. And I'm walking on that right now. And I'm actually a little bit off trail on the snow because, like I said, there was a lot of snow this year. But anyways, really, really cool loop. I think the whole thing's about 5 miles. Totally worth it. It's not, there is some elevation change, but not a lot for the payoff. So anyways, totally recommended. Great loop. You get to crawl up on a dome with amazing views, out onto a cliff with amazing views. And I'm Jake with Hike 734, hiking Sentinel Dome, Taft Point in the Fissures, and Yosemite National Park. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and head on over to hike734.com for more goodness.